Am I the a-hole for beating up my ex-brother-in-law and sending him to the hospital because he forced my sister to an open marriage? Trigger warning: manipulation, depression, suicide attempt, low self-esteem, and domestic abuse. I always hated my brother-in-law. He's the type of man who thinks he's the main character and a total freak. Here, he is a pretty popular man who makes podcasts that encourages other men to be alpha males and watches that kind of content. Months ago, my sister's husband decided to open the marriage, and like all men do on those occasions, he got into a couple with a young girl who's in college. The girl was very rude and irritating the few times I saw her. My brother-in-law have her living in their home with them. Obviously, I've noticed my sister feeling uncomfortable and depressed to the point that she doesn't invite anyone to her house anymore except me. Only I know about the open relationship. My sister has been depressed lately. A few days ago, I went to visit her because she felt sick, and she confessed to me that she has been having suicidal thoughts. She used to have them during high school too. She even tried to do it a few times. Her husband threatened to leave her if she didn't agree to open marriage. She only stays quiet to please him, however she feels dirty having to share her husband. She even cried saying that she hates him and is just disgusted by him. She said she feels trapped and just wants to die. My brother-in-law was hearing that outside the bedroom, and he instantly started getting defensive and saying that no human is monogamous. It's normal for men to want to fuck younger women, and it's normal for women to look for older men. The whole scene was disturbing. My sister was crying and shaking as he yelled at her and tried to convince her to shut up and just accept the new reality of the couple. It reminded me of my father, who had the same behavior with our mother. That manipulative way of speaking brought back too many memories. It was an aggressive and really ugly moment. At that moment, I lost my sanity a bit when I saw my sister in that state. He was gripping her arm tightly and yelling like a crazy, so I threw myself on top of him, starting to hit him. Before doing that, I was yelling at him to stop it, but he ignored me totally. Something you should know is that he has a colostomy. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. He must live with a bag, so between the hits I ended up hurting him there, so he had to be taken to the hospital to fix the bag. Nothing too serious. The instant he was on the floor hurt, my sister started defending him. Now she is angry with me, saying that I shouldn't have been violent with him and he didn't deserve that. I've never been a violent person, but I have police training, so I know where to hit. It's not like I almost killed him, but he will have bruises. I don't understand why my sister is defending him. She's even with him right now. Is it because of the abusive situation she is? I really don't know what to think, because at first she hated him and now he's an angel on her eyes. I'm really confused and even frustrated about this, mostly because I worry about my sister's mental health. She even talked about wanting to divorce of him. She told me that she wants to leave him, so now I don't understand anything, because I thought that at this point he would be my soon-to-be ex-brother-in-law. If someone went through a situation like this, I would be grateful if they gave me some advice on what I can do, because at this point I feel lost, frustrated, and worried. Some of OOP responses. I'm happy you were able to get out of that situation. To this day, my mother continues to have an abusive relationship with my father, and I see many of the behaviors that my mother had reflected on my sister, as if the cycle repeated again. Thank you so much for your comment. Really thank you, since what I wanted to hear the most was the advice of people who has gone through a situation similar to my sister's, which is not very common. I will try as much as I can to help her and convince her to move in with me and let me help her. I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that, and I hope you and your child can live a happy life from now on. OOP about the brother-in-law's girlfriend. I don't really find it very strange, because I even have friends who sleep with older mans for money. Even my sister says that the girl is actually very smart with what she's doing. She got free rent in a comfortable house, and he buys her what she wants. Plus, my sister never complains, so the girl is basically living her best life there. She's obviously not with him for love, since the few times I've seen her she's been rude, even to him. A weird dynamic. Now that I think about his kinda sugar daddy thing, I don't know, because he talks about her like my girlfriend. OOP about the laws in her country and her work. I'll start inviting her to therapy. I have no problem paying for her sessions, and I think it will do her good overall. Thank you. I'm a cop. I really hope he doesn't try again to treat her like that because I've told him many times what I've seen what prisoners, and even cops do in police stations with abusers. We've had short courses on how to help women in domestic violence situations, but that's it since they're just protocol courses. To be honest, it's pretty stupid the way they handle the laws here in terms of abused women cases. Many times other cops only go to the house of the victim who called to the 911 and they leave again when the husband says everything is fine and that it's just a couple's fight. And many of them don't even take up the complaints of these women against their husbands. Many women have died because of these cops. Final update. Hi, the truth is that I was going to delete this account, but until now I receive messages from people asking me how my sister is doing, and also many people helped me with messages and comments. Even now I'm still in contact with some girls who helped me and my sister. I had to delete the first update to edit some private info. My sister is okay and living with me. My family knows about everything now. I have translated into our language some of the books that were recommended to me. They were very helpful, and I had no idea that books of that type existed. She's my sister. I knew she wasn't going to stay mad at me for too long. My sister is taking baby steps to get better every day. My sister now she feels ready to talk about divorce with that jerk, but obviously we'll be with her all the time. I talked to a psychologist friend who recommended that I not pressure her and just accompany her, and that's what I'm doing. My sister is seeing a psychologist and is on psychiatric medication. I don't want to go into detail about the type of a husband who's my soon-to-be ex-brother-in-law and who only keeps causing troubles, but legally he can't get close to my sister now. Neither legally or outside the law. I'm sorry if someone was expecting a juicy update, but the truth is that I think it was too much to have hurt my brother-in-law's bag. I don't regret it, but if this makes someone happy, a few weeks ago, when my sister was just coming to her senses, he came to my house to make a mess, and my sister faced him for the first time. She told him everything. For now, I hope things keep getting better, even if it's just by taking baby steps. I'm finally seeing my sister as before, talking like always and more happier. We know that she went through something very traumatic, and we must always be by her side, and that is what we are going to do, take care of her and pamper her. Also, I didn't mean to make people who have to live with a bag feel bad. It's really normal for me. It's not disgusting to see someone with one. My brother-in-law is the disgusting one. The bag doesn't smell, and you can't see it under the clothes. It bothered me a bit that in the comments some made fun of it. People with bags can live a normal life too. The problem with my brother-in-law is that he's not a good person. Please insult my brother-in-law, but not the people who suffer from that. I have an aunt who also had a bag and she lives a normal life.